Hey, it's Erica. Today we're here to talk about scalp health, but I want to ask you first, as a farmer, how do you grow good carrots? So yes, you need water. Yes, you need sunshine, but the most important thing is good soil. So at Lush, we believe that great healthy hair starts at the root. So that's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to do some scalp massage, look at some ingredients and some products that are going to help to really grow the best carrots that you can grow. Okay, so let's get into it. Lush has a really long history of looking after the health of the hair and the scalp. In fact, our founder, Mark Constantine, has over 40 years of experience as a trichologist, somebody who does just that. So when we're thinking of creating products and we're talking about Lush Haircare, we're really thinking of scalp health as a very important part of it. So today we're going to talk about how to take care of your scalp. It is skin, just like the skin on your face just keeps going up. So we want to make sure that we're giving it the same care and attention. We're going to think about how to deliver fresh, rich oxygen to it with things like massage. We're going to make sure that you find the proper level of moisture for your scalp and even help with some tailored needs if you've got some special concerns. Okay, let's start with moisture. We want to make sure that the moisture level on your scalp is just right for you. And depending on your body and even the shape of your hair, that can be different from person to person. So if you have quite straight hair, the hair may tend to feel a little more oily, and that's because the oil glands on your scalp, the oil can just slide right down that hair. There's nothing really stopping it. Imagine just like a straight highway that you can just zoom right down. This is in Arkansas, we go like this. We go like this when we pass people on the road. The more curly your hair is, now imagine kind of a winding road where the oil needs to travel. It's just gonna go a little bit more slowly. I don't want it to be terrifying because I don't want people with curly hair to think it's terrifying to have curly hair. The curlier your hair is too, you have a cuticle on your hair, which is kind of like shingles on your rooftop. If your hair is curly, it will kind of flare up a little bit. They're like little scales almost, and that leaves places for moisture to escape the hair and also for the oil to just kind of like get a little stuck and a little bit lost. So the curlier your hair is, typically the more moisture it's gonna need. So depending on the level of moisture that your hair actually kind of takes up and needs, your body may be producing oil at a different rate, or you may be washing your hair at a different frequency than other people. So some people are washing their hair every day. That's probably if you have like quite straight hair or find that your hair gets a little stringy kind of fast. It's because you've got that sebum that's just right there on the hair, just kind of running down. But if you have curlier hair, you're probably washing your hair much less frequently, maybe even just every couple of weeks. And you're probably using a different kind of product to maintain that moisture in the hair. All of these things are going to affect the moisture that's on the scalp itself. Now let's talk a little bit about finding a nice balanced effect on the scalp. If your scalp is producing too much oil or not enough, or maybe it's not going down into the ends properly, we can definitely help with that. To a degree, we can also help your body to kind of regulate its oil production. For instance, if you feel like you have a really oily scalp or like your hair gets stringy really fast, maybe you're washing your hair every day, there is a bit of like almost training involved that has happened with your hair, where if you're washing it every day, your hair might feel a bit stripped of its oil and kind of puts, production into action and is maybe overproducing. So by using some ingredients that can help to balance that out, things like rosemary, juniper, tea tree oil, in combination with a light hydration to help your scalp kind of like say, chill out, we've got it handled over here, nobody needs to panic. It can over time actually relax on that overproduction of oil and give you a more balanced effect. So there's one last one that can be a little bit tricky, and I still have you covered. Some people experience oily roots and dry ends. Now, this can seem contradictory, but it actually totally makes sense. If your scalp is overproducing oil, it's just maybe not reaching the bottom. It might be because your hair is a bit more curly, or maybe it's gone through some processing, or just because that happens as well. So we still want to be thinking about the health of the scalp and trying to get a balanced effect there. And then maybe we're just adding a little extra moisture into the ends with an extra rich conditioner, or maybe we're doing a hair treatment a little more often on the ends of the hair, maybe like from the ears down. But we can definitely work with that. So if you find that you are experiencing a more oily scalp and you want to see if we can help balance that out, something like jumping juniper is actually fantastic for that. The juniper berry that's in here is really good essential oil for balancing the oil production in the scalp. And so this is actually going to kind of almost talk to the oil glands that are in your scalp to help them regulate themselves and produce that more balanced effect. We could also try something like Wasabi Shan. I find that people just enjoy this kind of no matter what's going on, but I really like this one because it does have some fine sea salt in there, and that is really going to help to decongest the scalp. It also has some mint and wasabi, hence the name, and that's just going to be very like refreshing for the scalp. And so if the scalp is feeling like a little greasy, it can often feel just kind of like a little like heavy as well, and this can really help to kind of perk it up. By far, one of my favorite products that we have here in the store is Roots. This was originally made to give the hair some volume. The tingle in this is outrageous. I'll never forget when this was first launched, we were doing massages and also like massaging people's arms and stuff with it. And by the end, 2 hours, I felt like my arms were just like other beings. They were just like alive. It has the most amazing, refreshing effect on the scalp. The mint that is in here is just like off the charts. And when you're done with it, you feel like your whole scalp is whistling. It's wonderful. Let's talk about the other end of things. If your scalp is feeling quite dry, or if you're experiencing like a dry flakiness, you might need a little extra boost of moisture. Giving yourself a massage with something like Renee Shea Souffle. This is a hair and scalp oil. This coconut avocado oil mix, you can just paint that right onto the scalp and then give yourself a good overall scalp massage, and that will do wonders for the health of your scalp. This also has that little bit of bay in there, that little hint of spice, just to kind of give some stimulation to the scalp, which is good, frankly, no matter which end of the spectrum you're on. A little bit of stimulation in the scalp is going to help to bring in oxygen-rich blood and nourish the cells and to flush out toxins more efficiently. If you're finding that you have oily scalp and flakes, that might be something more of like a fungal issue going on, where every now and then you might need some antibacterial ingredients like some tea tree or some cade oil, or perhaps even like a pyrithione zinc kind of shampoo for a short period of time. Those kind of shampoos aren't bad, but people use them every single day, and it's just not necessarily necessary for everybody. So when the issue is kind of resolved, then we want to just maintain the healthy scalp. If you are finding that your scalp needs a lot more moisture, I would still recommend a hair treatment. Something like Swan Noir or Swan Noir, depending on how you like to say it, could be a really big help for you. This one is almost like a salad dressing. So just hear me out for a second. This one has olive oil in there, which is going to really help out with the hair's tensile strength, but also to just kind of nourish and moisturize the scalp. It's also made with some cinnamon and bay leaf, and that is actually going to give you this kind of spicy effect on the scalp, kind of in the similar way that Roots did with the mint, but this one is just doing it in a slightly different way to, again, kind of go like to your scalp and give it that refreshing feeling. Also in here, we've got a little bit of avocado and banana, and that's just gonna, again, help to nourish and condition the skin on your head. Basketball team. So if we're looking to soothe sensitive scalps, look out for things like chamomile, rose, lavender, and also just gently hydrating things like aloe, seaweeds. Those are all going to help to just kind of keep the skin feeling chill. One of my favorite things is something called Superbalm. So this is a little chamomile, rose, and lavender balm that's made with coconut oil, a little bit of castor oil. And so you just kind of massage that onto the scalp. Even if you just got like one small spot, you could just massage it on that, leave it in for a little bit, and then shampoo and condition it out. This also just has a tiny little hint of salicylic acid in there, so if you've got any congestion that might also be contributing to that sensitivity or the itchiness, it can help out with that. Going back to what I was saying earlier, I think roots is also a really great choice. Hey. So the mint that's in there is really going to help with itchiness and just kind of give you that like refreshed feeling. This little combination kind of like off and on, like every couple of weeks could be really helpful. There's also a couple of shampoo bars that might be very helpful. Something like Soak and Float has Cade and Marigold in there. You can actually even see the little marigold petals and rose petals. Marigold is excellent for itchiness on the scalp, and so this could be a game changer for you. Also, if you're just really particularly interested in just like soothing the scalp, we also have one called Angel Hair. This one has rose. I'm just gonna keep going. This one has a little bit of rose, also some soothing lang lang and cocoa butter, and that's really gonna help the scalp feel soothed. Do you want me to do that again? No, it's great. No, leave it? Okay. One question we do get asked a lot about is about promoting hair growth or preventing hair loss. A lot of that is up to genetics, but we can give the scalp the best little pep talk that we can. So using stimulating ingredients like mint, cinnamon, bay leaf, all of those things are really going to help to kind of give that pep talk to the scalp. But what we're aiming to do is deliver oxygen-rich blood to the cells so they can function in a natural, healthy way and get the blood moving to be able to flush away toxins easier too. We can't necessarily halt hair loss in its tracks or magically grow this brand new crop of carrots, but we can do the best we can. Okay, so to recap, oily scalp, dry ends. What I would look for is something that's going to be a little more balancing and refreshing for the scalp. Same kind of thing as looking for just general oily scalp. So black juniper, tea tree, rosemary, that kind of thing, lavender. And then for the ends, you're going to be looking for those more moisture-rich things. And I would just recommend more of like a technique thing where you're more applying that from like the ears down to kind of address the dry ends. I have a friend, I materialized a friend. This is Raymond. He came over from one of our Vancouver shops. Thank you for joining us today.
Erica.
Tell me about your scalp.
Yes, my scalp, I would say, going through a dry period right now.
Yeah.
Definitely needing to take care of it a little bit more in the shower, do the deep condition, the hair mask and everything to keep things happy up there.
Do you ever do scalp massage?
I haven't really dabbled in it too much.
Yeah, we play with it a little bit in the shop, but like getting into it is kind of like a regular part of your routine at home is like a game changer. So maybe I can introduce you to some techniques.
I'm invested.
Okay.
I'm in.
First, can I talk about the hands? Thank you. So when we're thinking about massaging, we want to think about kind of flexing the fingers a little. Think about like being a little frog.
Okay.
That's kind of like little froggy fingers, not like cat claws. None of that, especially if you have long nails. Like we're not scratching the scalp, we're massaging the scalp. So froggy fingers, first of all. And then in terms of like the amount of pressure, can I show you on your hand for a second? So can you feel the difference between me just kind of like stroking the hand and then like actually kind of pushing down and moving your skin around, so your skin moving? That's kind of more of the pressure you want. Of course, you can go as heavy as you would like, but you will at least want to get the skin moving because that is actually what's going to be promoting that blood flow. And that's what we really, really want, is to like up the circulation on the scalp. So we're going to get in there. What I would probably recommend is to kind of start here, and we're just going to kind of like get your fingers in there where you are feeling your fingers touching the skin.
Right.
So if you hear your hair rustling around, you're probably not like deep enough in there. So look at you, you're already doing it. So so you just want to make sure that you're feeling froggy fingers on the skin. Froggy fingers on the skin, rule number 1. So, and then you can just kind of do like circular motions. Okay. And like, if you've got your ears here, you can kind of come down a little. I mean, this is really about what feels good. The main thing is we want to hit like all of the head. So you're just kind of inching your way around a little bit as you go. Take as much time as you want in each section, of course. Of course, want to make sure you get into the crown of your head. When you get back here, we can do maybe some motions like this to kind of get going. Or if you're up here like this, you can kind of be doing a little bit like that.
Right. Really
just making sure that like every little centimeter of your scalp gets a little bit of love. So I would love to walk you through a little 2-3 minute scalp massage. So if you have your froggy fingers ready, we're gonna do one together. Hi, it's voiceover me now, except I'm in Raymond's head and he can still hear me. Are you ready? Okay, give me your froggy fingers. There we go. Now we're gonna get those up next to the skin, so get right in underneath your hair and start rolling with nice big circles. We're gonna really do this as long as it takes to feel good, but eventually you're gonna kind of inch your way either up towards the crown or towards the back of the head. Make sure to keep that nice deep pressure. Anytime you need to also, you can just pull your fingers back out and reposition them so your little froggy fingers are touching the scalp. So as you continue on back, you're working your way towards the nape of the neck. If you're not sure what that means, that's kind of like the base of your hair in the back. You can also start working into some of those muscles that get really tight and give you those headaches. We're gonna work all those out too. As you're moving your way around, you're just finding any little spots that feel a little bit stiff or like your scalp's kind of not moving around with you. Once you're finished with the back, let's focus on the crown just a little bit. So we can do some of those little circles just like we have been everywhere else. And something else that just feels really good is just to take your fingers and just kind of push down. Just like press down on the top of the scalp. It really kind of gets the blood moving and just makes you feel a lot of relief when you let go. Now, as we're coming to the end of this, we're just gonna take our hands towards our temples and give ourselves just a nice little temple massage just to finish up, kind of bringing ourselves back to the present. So you can just really keep doing this as long as you want. I'm gonna go ahead and rematerialize myself out of Raymond's brain and come back to visit for just a little bit. How did that feel to do a scalp massage on yourself?
Very relieving.
Really?
Yes, I feel a little warm and a little cool at the same time.
Alive.
Alive, invigorated.
In your physical body. Yes. So that's also going to help out with some of that oil production that you were saying that maybe you could just use that little extra boost on.
Great.
If you find that you've just got like a nice healthy amount going after that, you probably don't need to shampoo and conditioner afterwards like somebody else might want to do. But you can really just kind of like feel it out and see what works for you.
Nice. I love it. Thank you very much for showing me.
No, my pleasure. So I hope that was fun for you and relaxing for you. Please tell us down below in the comments. Use your froggy fingers and type out what you like to do, when you like to do your scalp massage. If there are products that you like to use, maybe like Renee Shea Souffle or something like that to massage your scalp with, let us know because we always want to talk about this and hear a bit more. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for coming to visit.
Anytime, Erica.
Oh, Frog Prince.
Aw.
All right, so that's a little bit about scalp health. I hope that you massaged along with us and learned a little bit about some ingredients that can help you out no matter what's going on in your scalp. So I got a lot more heads to get into. Who's next?